Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to install Arch Linux. Are we going to do it the hard way? Not necessarily. We are going to install Arch Linux using the install script. We're also going to install Arch Linux in a virtual machine. So stay tuned, here we go. Alright, so step one, once again, we're going to go ahead and spin up a virtual machine. So new virtual machine, local install media. So I've already downloaded the ISO file from Arch Linux. Here, I'll show you guys how to do that real quick. Arch Linux, IO, that's fine. Arch Linux downloads, and then you're going to go ahead and go to scroll down, find your country, click on one of these, and it will take you to where you can download the ISO file. I'll go ahead and just do one of these real quick, and then boom, you're going to click on the x86-64 ISO right here and it'll download it, but I already have it downloaded, so I don't need to do that again. Instead, we're going to go to the virtual machine and we're going to select the media. It's in my downloads folder and it is Arch Linux. There it is. Choose that. So it actually got the name of it already, so we're going to go ahead and go forward. I'm going to give it 8 gigabytes of RAM and 4 cores, and I'm going to give it 25 gigabytes of hard drive space. Probably more than it needs, doesn't matter. We're gonna call it Arch Linux and go. And here we are. Let's go ahead and make this bigger. So we're gonna go ahead and install Arch Linux medium right here. And this begins the Arch Linux install. All right, now we are at, boom, the TTY right here. This is where normally you would start typing in commands to install drivers and packages and things like that, but instead we're going to go ahead and do the Arch Linux install script. So this is how we're going to start out. We're going to go ahead and go to here, and it says, all right, sudo pacman sy arch install. So we're going to do that. So sudo pacman sy arch install. Yes, proceed. Super simple to install Arch Linux these days, guys. Not difficult at all. Yeah, might take the fun out of it. And then we're gonna go arch install as the command. And then sit back, relax, and start scrolling down this menu. Language, English, locales, US, keyboard layout, US, locale language, that's fine. Encoding, that's also fine. Mirrors and repositories. We're gonna go ahead and select the region I'm in. I am in the United States. I went too fast. Yes, United States, and then sure, so I guess that's what we're gonna go with. I don't know if I can like scroll over from there, so we're gonna go back. So we're in the United States, yeah, sure. Disk configuration, partitioning, use a best effort default partition layout. So yes, we're gonna use the whole virtual device. It's gonna be Btrfs file system. I'd like to use the default subvolume structure, yes. Compression or disable, sure, use compression. Looks great. LVM, default layout, Btrfs, yes, default, use compression, no encryption, and we're going to go back from there. Swap is enabled, bootloader is going to be grub, hostname is going to be Arch Linux, that's fine, yes, that's fine. Authentication, root password, user account is going to be Aaron for Aaron. Yes, Aaron is a super user. Confirm and exit. Don't need to do that. Go ahead and go back. Profile, type, desktop. Yeah, we're going to do regular desktop profile. And I would like Hyperland. Let's go with Hyperland. We could do any of these desktop environments. I like Cinnamon a lot. GNOME is actually really cool. Kind of reminds me of macOS. Never used Mate, never used XFCE4, heard good things about KDE Plasma as well. But we're going to go ahead and use Hyperland because that's the super popular one these days. Whatever, guys. Needs access to your seat. Choose an option to give Hyperland access to your seat. We're going to go poll kit. Sounds great. I don't even know what that does, but I like it. So this is everything that Hyperland's going to come with. Dolphin as the file manager, HTOP, obviously Hyperland, Kitty's going to be in there, Nano, Vim is going to be in there. You got wget. There's all the utilities right there on the screen that this is going to come with. I'm cool with that. I like all those packages. That's fine with me. Yeah. So we're going to go to graphics driver. I am using we're going to go all open source. So that's fine. I'm using an Radeon graphics or AMD. So, and then greeter, SDDM, sure, we'll go with that. I've had problems with that recently, but whatever. Applications, Bluetooth, yes. Audio, we're going to go with Pipewire because it's the standard. Kernels is going to be the Linux kernel. Network config, copy ISO network configuration to installation. I'm going to use Network Manager, super easy. Okay, yes, that's fine. Additional packages. So now this is where we could install additional packages. I'm going to like throw Firefox on there just as an example. And we'll also do NeoVim. Oh, do I have to like scroll through this whole thing? Can I like search? No, I cannot search. I can do Control F for help. So, can I page down through these? No, I can't even page down. So that's a lot of looking through here. Let's do Control H. See what. Is there a scroll up, scroll down, jump to entry? Huh. All right. Oh, search mode. Duh. Obviously. Boom. So we're gonna go Firefox. So there we go. I want to install Firefox. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. Firefox. Can I click on that? Additional packages of Firefox, and we'll also do NeoVim. Why Python NeoVim? No, just like regular NeoVim. Is Vim in there? Yeah, Vim's in there. Here's NeoVim. Awesome. So we're going to install NeoVim, and then we're also going to install, just for fun, let's say, so Kitty's already coming into it. We got Firefox. We got NeoVim. Let's do Ranger. Yeah, because I like Ranger as a file browser. So we'll do Ranger. Perfect. Time zone, we'll go USA, Los Angeles. I'm not in Los Angeles, but close enough. Let's see. US, where's Pacific? US Pacific time zone. Yes, that's all right. So we'll go. So here we could save and then run through a different config or something like that. But instead, we are going to go ahead and install. Yes. All right. And this is now Arch Linux installing. So before, we would have had to have manually installed all of that information by hand. Would not have been very difficult, honestly. That's like a few commands, maybe like, I don't know, 30 at the most. Would have been fine. But now Arch is so easy to install. And we'll see here in a second, Arch is just going to pop up. Of course, once you get into Arch, there's going to be some configuration things you're going to want to do. You're going to want to configure Hyperland. You're going to want to configure Kitty. You're going to want to configure, I don't know if Fast Fetch is actually a package that's coming with this, or I have to download that, but we can download that. You'll have to configure that if you like. I like to have Fast Fetch display a little image. Like on the screen here, I'll show you. So my Fast Fetch, I've got some anime stuff, a little folder. I've got Fast Fetch just display that every time I open my terminal, it displays that. And this is the Kitty terminal, by the way. And as you can see here, I've got Ranger, my file manager right here. And these are some of my image files. I can just open one up, and that's Spain there. Yeah, so I really like the Ranger file manager. It's actually a really nice file manager. Got some scripts I made and stuff. But we'll have to configure all that in Arch later. I'm going to have Arch in this virtual machine. I also have, I believe I have Debian also in a virtual machine. And then I might pull up Omarchy in a virtual machine. All right, and here we are. We're going to exit the Arch install. Actually, we'll reboot. Yeah. And we are just about in it. Boom, Arch Linux. Let's go. So that's it. That's an install of Arch Linux. Let's see if it comes up okay. If everything pops up how it should be. Yes. Boom, and here we are. We are in it. This is Arch Linux. We are currently in. Oh, you have to. Okay, so this is Arch Linux. Arch Linux pops up, and you have to go ahead and Super Q is going to open up Kitty. I mean, it's got nothing in here. Like, look, this is there's nothing going on right here. All right, root. Okay. Yeah, so there's no directories at all, right? You'd have to go ahead and let's see, cd/. So here we are. So home, right? This is home, right? And then in home you have the user, right? So I'm at the user right now. That's me. So in here you would have to configure everything. You'd have to make your own downloads folder, make your own videos folder, make your own pictures folder, make your own documents folder. So Arch is really like from the ground up. And what I really want to do is you're using an auto config home Aaron config hyperland config, right? Okay, so basically we got to go to here, cd/.config, cd hyperland. All right, so and then we're gonna go ahead and nvim hyperland config and remove this line, and boom. This is the hyperland config monitor. We're gonna go ahead and do so this is gonna be our monitors 1920 by 1080 at 60 hertz. So we're just gonna do this monitor here, and then we're gonna have the scaling, we're gonna have it at 100%, so we'll just put 1.0, and then we'll go ahead and get out of there and then see if that changes. I don't know if that's going to change anything for me, but let's see. Let's just do a reboot real quick and see if that changes anything. Okay. Yeah, so basically you have to configure everything in Arch Linux. Hyperland is its own little flavor of desktop environment as well, which you'll have to learn how to configure. I can do another video of that in the future. And boom, so we have a higher resolution here. I think this is about the highest resolution I'm gonna get. And then you'd have to, there's, Hyperland, you can configure a bar at the top. You can configure the wallpaper. You can get little workspaces up here, because now I'm actually changing between workspaces, but you can't tell. Actually, let's see. Open up Kitty here, and then we'll go to workspace 2, but you can't see anything. You can't tell it's gone to workspace 2 because that's in a configuration that you have to configure yourself. But this is Kitty. So let's see. Yeah, so Arch Linux, that's how you install it. Pretty freaking quick, guys. Not really a problem these days. Follow the install script, get the basics down, get to here, and then start looking up how to configure Hyperland, how to add some themes, start adding directories, start adding programs that you like, and then just go from there, and you build it from the ground up. Don't necessarily make all the updates and upgrades until you really learn what you're doing, because some of those can break your system. Has happened to me before, but this is Arch Linux. This is where you start. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel and like if you like this kind of content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.